Dear spectator of the Mapping Malden project, the story we want to tell you began 30 years ago and over 4,000 miles away from Malden. Main characters: Anton Sviridenko, a blind and autistic baby boy who later turned into a talented young man, a musician named Santon. Parky, black Labrador Retriever. Waitt's Mountain Park, Malden, Massachusetts. Waitt's Mountain Park in our story is not just a place, but a character that plays an active role in the story. It has a soul and is dearly loved. Supporting characters: Julia and Alex, Santon's parents. Once upon a time, there was a boy and a girl, Julia and Alyosha, who were friends for as long as they could remember themselves.
Wait, you started telling a completely different story.
You're right. We could tell another story about them, but their friendship and later love served as the beginning of the very story that we are telling here. So the boy and the girl turned into a young man and a young lady, got married, and they had a baby boy. Young parents doted on their newborn. Nothing clouded their happiness for the whole 3 months. But the time passed, and the baby did not respond to their affectionate glances and smiles with his own gaze and smile back. The parents went to local healers, the best doctors of traditional Western medicine, and received their conclusion. The child was born blind without light perception due to the underdevelopment of both optic nerves located in the brain. There were other brain malformations, the impact of which on the intellectual development of the child could not be defined at that time. The diagnosis for their son was stated as SOD plus bilateral ONH, septo-optic dysplasia plus bilateral optic nerve hypoplasia. A young couple had to make a very difficult decision, but the only right one. They had to break a word given to Alexei's mother not to leave their home country. Without proper long-term preparation, the family flew away from their home and arrived in Malden, Massachusetts, seeking a better quality of life for their baby boy that they couldn't get back at home. Julia and Alex could easily adopt their names for the new English-speaking country, but they still had to learn English and obtain an education and profession suitable for the United States.
Hello, my name is Santon. I was born in St. Petersburg, Russia. I'm totally blind from birth and later was diagnosed with autism spectrum. I moved to Malden, Massachusetts with my parents when I was 1.5 years old. I had attended Perkins School for the Blind and later went on to graduate Berklee College of Music, summa cum laude.
Sort of go in the door and have that discipline to play, because boy, if you made mistakes, you wouldn't be seen again.
After graduating
Berklee College of Music, I have been playing solo and collaborating with a friend of mine named C.D. Collins, a Kentucky native who lives in Malden, Massachusetts.
She is a poet, writer, and spoken word artist. I accompany singers.
For the past 5 years, I have been playing piano with the Boston Tango Orchestra.
I play the violin and the bandoneon and several other instruments. I also compose music. Alone or with my musical partners, I have been performing all around New England, New York, Kentucky, Colorado, and several other states, as well as in Toronto, Canada.
Well, that was the summary of the past 30 years told by Santon. As for us, his parents, the first 5 years were extremely challenging. But we were young, full of energy and optimism, And we did it. We didn't regret for a second our decision of moving from Russia to the United States. In Malden in particular, and in Massachusetts as a whole, we've met many beautiful people who helped us to raise our son and helped him to become a happy and successful young man as he is today. Our new country became our second home. Malden became our beloved hometown. It took us about 10 years before we felt pretty comfortable socially, professionally, and financially. However, while getting on our feet in our second homeland, we had to deny ourselves certain things along the way. The most serious and sad yet very reasonable decision that we had to make was not to have a second child during our early years in this country. Back then, we didn't have extra time, energy, or money. And when we could afford a second baby, it was already too late in the sense that with Stanton, they would be too far apart in their age. So Stanton grew up as a spoiled darling and the only child in the family. Therefore, when our good friends introduced to us Puppies Behind Bars program and offered Stanton to have a puppy, black Labrador Retriever, Parky, who was a sweet, well-trained, loving girl, we gladly accepted her into our family. Parky became the only living soul that Stanton had to take care of.
My dog Parky was born in 2004 in Killfish Prison, upstate New York. She was raised in the Puppies Behind Bars program. The inmates were preparing puppies for the Guiding Eye Dog School.
The PBB, or Puppies Behind Bars, is a program in New York prison. It trains inmates to raise puppies to be service dogs for the disabled. Our Parky didn't fully meet extremely high standards to enter the Guiding Eye Dog School that she was supposed to go to after she graduates from PBB. Therefore, the program donated her to Stanton as a companion for a blind and autistic child.
When Parky joined my family, she was 1.5 years old. She was already trained to respond to all basic commands, such as come,
Parky, come!
get busy when it is time to potty, sit, wait, down, heel, to walk by my left side. I taught her some new silly tricks to do, such as bringing slippers to each family member, bringing me her leash when we were getting ready to go for a walk. My dad would place a carrot on her nose, tell her to wait, and then eat it. Parky would throw the carrot up in the air and catch it in her mouth.
I often walked to the Waitt's Mountain Park with her. She loved to play fetch with me.
My sweet Parky has been a part of our family for 14 years. She passed away in July 2020 when she was 16 years old.
I dedicate the song to my dog, Parky. You are the best. I will remember you, and so do my family. Rest in peace, my beautiful black lab. This song is for you. It's called Parky's Waltz.
while Parky was alive and after she passed away. I still like to go for a walk in this park with my parents or friends. I also like to jump on the jump rope, roller skate, climb the obstacle course. And even exercise with my personal trainer, Tom Shula.
26, 27, 28, 29, and
When we bought the house next to Waitt's park, the first day we went for a walk in the park, and we immediately fell in love with it. At those days, this park was wild and unkempt, but it had its own charm and soul. It was pleasant to walk along it, although it was heavily littered. Later, we learned a long and interesting history, starting in the early 17th century with the study of the first settlers of these places and the name of the man John Waitt, after whom the mountain on which the park is located was named. And until the 20th century, when the park was used as an air defense site during the World War II and then as a summer camp for kids. When we got our dog Parky, we walk in the park almost every day. One day Parky badly cut her paw with a glass of broken bottle. Since then, we have been collecting some junk and broken glasses, but our efforts were not enough to remove all the junk, because almost every evening it was cloned. So we were thrilled when we found out what Malden had plans to renovate the park. Of course, now after the renovation the park has become much better and cleaner, although I am very sorry for loss of two huge and beautiful oaks growing near the basketball court and a small grove of pines growing of the second tier behind the flag. Our dog died 2 years ago, but we still come and clean up the trash and glass in the park from time to time. Unfortunately, some park visitors continue to litter. It's especially strange and unpleasant to see plastic bags with dogs' waste left on the side of the path. I take this opportunity to ask all visitors to the park to clean up after themselves and dogs all the garbage and throw it in the trash cans in the parking lot. It's not as difficult as it seems. Come on, people, just be kind.
Yes, please, be kind and use common sense. Or fully follow the rule. Many wild animals live in this park. Coyotes, raccoons, rabbits, squirrels, foxes, just to name a few. Nobody cleans after them, and that's okay. Animals' feces serve as organic compost for the soil. You really need to pick up after your dogs only if they poop where people, and especially children, can accidentally step on it. But if you choose to just follow the rule, do it all the way through. Otherwise, you pollute the environment because plastic bags will never decompose.
Also, I would like to share an idea. Since young people continue to burn bonfires in the park, and it seems impossible to stop them, it may be worth organizing the fireplaces.
Waitt's Mountain Park is a little gem in our city. It gives human visitors and their pets fresh air and shade on a hot summer day, displays amazing colors of autumn foliage and spring bloom, and winks at us with the snow sparkles on a cold winter day. We come here for a fabulous view of the Boston skyline, beautiful sunsets, and stargazing on a warm summer night. With our love and care, the park will thrive. Love and kindness are the most powerful engines. They can heal or damage. When used properly, they can turn a little piece of land into a beautiful park, turn a silly puppy into a service dog, empower a person who committed a crime to contribute to the community, help a veteran, or a person with disabilities. they can turn a handicapped baby into a strong and successful man. Thank you for being kind.